Stay dandy, baby. The world of Dragon Ball continues to evolve and grow, and that's no more truer than in the latest manga chapter of Dragon Ball Super. That's right, my friends, it's chapter 69.
69.
Thank you, Billy. There's a lot to talk about in the latest chapter of Dragon Ball Super, and there are some pretty massive revelations, like the fact that Beerus finally talks to Vegeta about the whole telling Frieza to destroy his home planet thing. It's something that was always in the background of Dragon Ball Super, almost as if it was played for laughs, as if to say, Beerus is a playful little scamp. He's also friends with intergalactic overlords who like to fuck up giant planets. But no, actually, it's actually pretty instrumental in the current storyline here, as Beerus is trying to teach Vegeta the ways of the God of Destruction, how to use the power of destruction, because if it's not clear at this point, I think Beerus wants Vegeta to be the next God of Destruction, and possibly Goku could be an angel. I don't see that happening with Goku anytime soon, and honestly, I don't see Vegeta being a god of destruction, but that seems to be the direction that we're currently going in, and it leads to some pretty exciting developments. But there's also a lot of other big details in this chapter, like seeing Granolah go back to his home planet, interacting with a brand new character who's going to look very familiar to old school fans of the series. Not to mention, it looks like there's going to be another brand new Eternal Dragon for the series. So let's go ahead and dive into some of the juicier bits of the latest chapter of Dragon Ball Super. So let's go ahead and just divide this up into chunks. Let's go to Vegeta and his training with Beerus, which is some pretty awesome stuff because, one, I've been wanting to see a rematch with Beerus for a long time because, again, a lot of fans have been wondering how powerful Goku and Vegeta have become ever since they've gone through all their training, the Tournament of Power. How do they stack up to an actual God of Destruction at this point? And basically this chapter makes it clear they're not quite there yet. I always felt that Beerus still has not revealed what he is truly capable of quite yet. And if this were any classic arc of Dragon Ball, our main characters would have surpassed them already. But clearly, they're trying to establish that Beerus, the Angels, Zeno, and everything that's associated with them really is the cream of the frickin' super strong crop of the Dragon Ball universe. These are the guys that you have to get as strong as, and they're not there yet, and I think that's really great. It shows that Vegeta and Goku have room for growth and development, and I really love the super cheesy metaphor that Beerus throws down on Vegeta in this chapter, basically saying that in order to make something stronger and recreate it, you gotta destroy it first. That's basically what this entire training session is all about. He's going to break him down physically and emotionally. The big emotional impact comes from the fact that he's actually telling him that, yeah, I told Frieza to destroy your planet. What are you gonna do about it? And basically Vegeta, of course, immediately freaks out and goes on the attack, but Beerus just ends up making him look like a frickin' fool, just like dodging all of his attacks, stomping down on top of him with his feet, and overall taking him out with a big old destruction blast. Now, before we've seen destruction can cause a lot of damage, but here basically he's able to concentrate it in a way that it basically just destroys his armor. Basically saying that not only do I have the power to take things out basically instantaneously, but I can destroy what I want, how much I want, at my very own will. This is all going to be a part of Vegeta's training. And again, a lot of this is also tied to the fact that Beerus is trying to allow Vegeta to get rid of his past, to forget it all, to begin anew, to become a new Vegeta. And I think that's asking quite a bit considering that Vegeta has gone through a lot of development. Dare I say, I think he's had the most development out of any main Dragon Ball character, even Goku. I mean, Goku's gotten stronger, that's a given, it's what the character does, but the fact of the matter is Goku has been the same Goku for a very long time. Vegeta is a character who has had so much amazing development throughout the series, and I think we've seen most of that in Dragon Ball Super, and we're getting to see a little bit more of this here. So basically just more of the training with Vegeta and big revelations that Beerus has finally, just laid out before him. It's pretty big stuff. But I think the most interesting thing about this chapter has got to be everything that's going on with Granolah. He actually returns to his planet, which is his original planet, which was ravaged by Frieza and the Saiyans, and now the inhabitants of this planet are these cute little weird fish-looking aliens who go by the name of the Sugarians. They're sugar aliens. That's basically the whole, thing, sugar and cereal. You see the theme that's going on here? It's all cereal-based. But basically, they live on the planet because the Heaters actually provided this to them. Not only are the Heaters intergalactic pirate-like people, but they also seem to do a lot of favors for people around the galaxy. Once this, planet got ravaged, they decided to give it to them, and that was it. Bada bing, bada boom. But then finally, as soon as all of that is done, we finally move on to a brand new character. Now, I immediately thought that when Granolah returned to his planet, he was going to return to his home, we were finally going to see the character of Oatmeal. Apparently, they're still keeping Oatmeal completely mysterious. I don't know what this dude's deal is going to be, but they finally introduce someone that he's living with. An old guy who's apparently over 500 years old, and it's a freaking Namekian who goes by the name of Monito. Now, Namekians are one of the most interesting aspects of the Dragon Ball universe, as they're directly tied to the Dragon Balls themselves. And we get to learn throughout the course of the series that there are a number of different Namekians who have the ability to magically, or sort of like weird through their like weird green-ass DNA, create these Dragon Balls. I don't know how it's really possible. They don't get into it all that much. The point is they have the ability to create these mystical wish-granting objects. And Monito is no exception. He actually has the ability to create Dragon Balls, and actually has done so. Different when compared to the other ones that we've seen in the series. His Dragon Balls are very small. And that's a funny joke. And, of course, there's only 2 of them. Again, funny joke. He's got 2 balls that make a giant dragon appear. So this is very different than anything we've seen from the rest of the series. We always have the established rule that you need 7 Dragon Balls to summon the dragon, make your wish, blah, 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 blah. Apparently we learn in this chapter, because we go back to the new planet Namek, where all of the young little Namekians are learning about what it means to create the Dragon Balls, the importance of them. Apparently they can vary in size, number, color, what have you, and abilities. And that's what Monito has actually been doing on this planet. But why is he even living here in the first place? Apparently some Namekians actually lived on planet Cereal. Apparently a number of them actually like grew up there, and the only one that's left is Monito, who conveniently is living with Granolah at this point. And that's the thing. This is where Granolah actually starts to learn that if he actually had these Dragon Balls, he could make some sort of really great wish. The problem is, Monito only has one of the 2. Apparently, years ago, he lost the other one, and it's going to be nigh impossible for him to actually find the other one so that he can make his wish. Conveniently and hilariously, as Granolah is staying up watching Shugarian TV, which looks really cringy, I have to admit, we get this news story that comes out of nowhere where suddenly like one of them actually found this mysterious Dragon Ball, and that's when Granolah finally decides that he's going to steal this damn thing, and he is going to make his freaking wish. Now, while all of this is going on, we also go back to the scene with the Heaters, who are trying to learn a little bit more about the Dragon Balls themselves, because they're using 7-3's body to get all of this really interesting intel, and originally they were going to go and try and get some big information, but when they learn about the Dragon Balls, that's when they set their sights on something else. So again, they're bringing it back to the Dragon Ball element of the story, which again is awesome, because that's really what the entire series is all about, aside from buff dudes screaming and punching the fuck out of each other. But this is all pretty interesting details. But going back to Granolah, he finally manages to steal this other Dragon Ball, and he makes his wish, and that's when we get to see this new dragon for the very first time. Yes, there's a new dragon in this chapter, and it looks really freaking awesome, I have to admit. I love the design. Again, very different from anything we saw from Shenron or Purunga or the Super Dragon Ball, or hell, even the friggin' red dragon from GT. It looks completely different, and I love that. I love that every single dragon has like their very own look to it. Now, as far as I know, it doesn't have an official name yet, but still, it's awesome. I can't wait to see it, what color it's actually going to be, and this is where Granolah makes his wish. And this is an interesting wish, to say the least, because 1, how has no one made this wish before? And 2, the way he words it is kind of interesting, because initially, he wants to use this wish to become the strongest, but he actually wishes to be the greatest warrior in the universe. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean the strongest, but it does mean that in terms of being a warrior, a fighter, someone who is going to throw down with another, he's probably not going to lose. So, what's the deal here? What's actually going to happen? Is a dragon that comes from 2 Dragon Balls actually have the power to make this happen? I have a couple theories about this, and we'll discuss them a little bit more in the rundown of this chapter of Dragon Ball Super. So many things to unpack in this chapter, and a lot of things to really enjoy. And so far, I have to say that this arc is fan-fucking-tastic. The reason that I really like it so much is, again, that it's also tying, again, into the deeper lore and the history of the Dragon Ball universe. Everything is really connected here, and I love that. Whether it's the whole planet Vegeta stuff, or the fact that the Namekians and the Dragon Balls, it's all tied together, and I really love when those threads actually come together and it feels natural, and it doesn't feel like something that they're just sort of making up on the spot, despite the fact that they are making it up on the spot. But let's get to Granolah for a second. Again, he wishes to be the greatest warrior in the universe, and he's wishing from a dragon that only comes from 2 Dragon Balls. Now, Of course, the rule with all the Eternal Dragons in the series is that they can only grant you a wish if it's within their power. And I'd like to imagine that a dragon that only comes from 2 Dragon Balls is not all that powerful. And the chapter doesn't really just end with Granolah being the strongest warrior. It just sort of ends with the dragon looking at him like, huh? What's going on? So I imagine that when we actually get to the next chapter, the dragon might actually say, I can't do that, man. That's not really within my power. But there are other dragons that you can find that might actually give you the ability to do this. So I think he's actually going to use this dragon to find stronger Dragon Balls, potentially even the Super Dragon Balls themselves, or maybe the ones from Namek, or maybe the ones from Earth. Maybe this is just going to be a full-on Dragon Ball tour. Like, we're just going to see all the major dragons again in this arc, and I think that would be really awesome, to be perfectly honest. They're veritable icons of the entire franchise when compared to Goku and Vegeta, and I think that would be really cool to see. But whether he actually gets his wish or not is interesting, and again, the wording, the greatest warrior in the universe. I'm really interested to see how that's actually going to give him the ability to go up against people. Of course, the main thing he's probably going to want to do is get revenge against Frieza and potentially the other Saiyans who, were important for destroying his planet and everything. And he's going to, boil it down. He's going to find everybody else. He's going to find Goku. He's going to find Vegeta. Lord help him if he finds Broly. I mean, this would be a great time to bring that character back. I've just been really wanting to see Broly return now that he's actually a canon character in the series, and that we know he exists and that he could potentially return. This would be a great opportunity for that to happen. I mean, don't you guys want to see Goku, Vegeta, and Broly, and all the other cool Saiyan characters, freaking Gohan, hell, bring in Goten and Trunks, and just have like this ultimate Saiyan battle against Granolah. They all have to take him down, this amazing warrior with crazy abilities. I think it's going to be really awesome to see. Again, what's interesting about Granolah too is that he's not exactly a villain. He's just a guy who's trying to live the best he can in the universe and live on the planet that was destroyed. A constant reminder of the things that could potentially happen with the evils of the universe. He has the potential to become one hell of a hero. But of course, he's going to be guided down a dark path because, of course, this is a story of revenge and vengeance. But I still have a feeling that the Heaters are going to end up being like one of the main threats of this entire arc. And the fact that we now have 2 groups that are interested in Dragon Balls is going to lead to a lot of really interesting conflicts and the weird abilities that they're actually going to have eventually. Hell, by bringing in Frieza and everything else, you got to consider that this could end up being one of the biggest, most craziest arcs of the entire series. There's a scale and scope to this that they're building up to that I think is really awesome. Not just the, all that, but I mean just the training going on with Goku and Vegeta, the fact that we've reintroduced Namekians who have special Dragon Balls, a warrior who's going to be the strongest, a brand new group of villains, Frieza, Broly could be coming into this. There's so many moving cogs in this arc that it feels almost a little overly complex for Dragon Ball, yet it's still a very simple read, and again, the artwork of the series still continues to be pretty freaking top-notch. Nothing really like getting out of the realm of the crazy things that we've seen in the series. I mean, we've seen a number of alien planets at this point. Akira Toriyama's designs when it comes to alien creatures all look very Dragon Warrior-esque, if you know what I mean. I mean, that's just the way that it actually is. Like, even though we've seen the Shigarians for the first time in this chapter, they look like so many different characters that I've seen from the Dragon Ball series. And I have to say, it was really cool to see another brand new Namekian in the series. I think the Nameks are one of the coolest alien species in the entire series, and to learn a little bit more about them and their culture is always very fascinating. I find them just as interesting as the Saiyans. I also love that they have that big revelation that they're also from some other world other than Namek altogether. That's an interesting prospect. I mean, what could that potentially mean? Could this somehow tie into the fact that Namekians, unlike other alien species, are inherently kind of magical in some senses. Like, they could come from an entirely different realm of Dragon Ball that we haven't even tapped into. Just the fact that they have the ability to create these wish-granting orbs and everything. Like I said, they always manage to build upon that in the series. And of course, we all know from the history of Dragon Ball Super now, there's even more about the history of the Dragon Balls, like where the Super Dragon Balls actually came from and how the Namekians actually, took from that and created their very own culture from it. Like, there's just so much more room for amazing stuff in this chapter, but I'm getting off track here. The point is, I love all of these major developments which are currently happening in Dragon Ball Super, and I loved this chapter. It wasn't like a giant action-packed thing. It was fun seeing Beerus beat the crap out of Vegeta, because anytime Beerus fights, it's really interesting just because of his overall fighting style and just extreme confidence and the fact that no one has seemed to ever really do any real damage to him quite yet. But still, all the other developments and the characters are just really just bleeding a lot of charisma in this arc, and I really think that it's funny. After the anime version of Dragon Ball Super ended, it seems like Dragon Ball Super is finally starting to like come into its own and do something really interesting and new and unique. And again, just where the hell is the anime version? Like, I think it's inevitable that we are going to get to the return of Dragon Ball Super, and they're going to bring it back. Maybe give it a cheeky brand new title like Dragon Ball Super Edition? I don't know. The point is they need to bring it back so they can animate the moral arc and everything here. There's so much room for expansion and fun and greatness, and man, I'm loving this as a Dragon Ball fan. I'm just totally eating this shit right up. I loved this chapter. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. I really loved it, but I'd love to get your thoughts about the chapter. If any of you did read the latest chapter of Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball 69. Tell me what you thought about it in the comments section below. The big revelations with Beerus and Vegeta, the brand new Namekian character who has created 2 Dragon Balls that Granolah uses to make a wish. Is he going to become the greatest, most powerful warrior in the universe, or is this just the beginning of his journey? And what do you hope to see from the rest of the Granolah Survivor arc? Thank you guys so much for watching this review. Please subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. If you did like this video, how about making a Dragon Ball wish to hit that like button? Helps out these videos a lot, ensures more people can see my content. I'd also like to take this time to thank all of my patrons. You guys are really classy people watching my videos, leaving me comments, but you're making those monthly donations. It shows me that you're going the extra mile to support my channel, and I can't thank you enough for that. Remember, first-time donators, I'll review an anime series of your choosing, and I would love to add your name to this list of credits. All the names you see on screen right now, these guys are the superstars of Ace Guru. So thank you guys so much for watching this review. I'll see you all next time, and as always, stay down there, baby.